related activities like farming along the banks of the rivers, as well as aquaculture practices. Speaker, some 27 years ago, the world saw it fit in 1998 to set this day aside to celebrate people involved in fishing and aquaculture industry. Speaker, there are some countries like the Scandinavian and northern region of Canada, the economies rely on fishing. And so fishing is big. And so it is in Ghana. Speaker, when we speak of the fishing in the inland along the major water body like the Volta Lake, we have over 3 million of our people involved in fishing and aquaculture-related activities. So for me, regarding the policies we are initiating to fight the galamsey menace, my leader is here. I think that if we promote aquaculture, that is fish farming, it will be the solution to the galamsey activities. Speaker, here is why. If you manufacture a cage 12 feet by 12 feet, and you populate it with 5,000 fingerlings of tilapia, you can harvest in 8 weeks, depending on the demand of the market. And Mr. Speaker, a kilo of tilapia of 4 inches, we say 4 inches or 5 inches or 6 inches, a kilo of tilapia is about 50 Ghana cedis. A kilo. And when you harvest a tilapia 12 feet by 12 feet, Mr. Speaker, that is about 3 tons. So the revenue potential of encouraging our people to go into fish farming, that is artificial breeding of fish on the freshwater bodies, especially on the Volta Lake, is so huge. It is capable of attracting the youth from engaging in this activity of degrading the environment to look for some gold that we cannot find. And it is clean. That the practices and the protocols are such that it is clean, because you see, the water is not stagnant. It flows into the sea. So the water, the lake, even though it looks huge, it's flowing imperceptibly, but it flows into the sea. So fresh water is always coming from the 3 major tributaries. So it's something we need to look at. And from where I sit, we've been discussing that with the chairman for the Greek and also the minister, because we have to roll it out deliberately and look at some grants to be able to attract the young people. And I'm sure that a lot of MPs can also champion this. We have 54 constituencies along the Volta Lake throughout the country. We can champion this. And I have started in South Dine. Mr. Speaker, it may interest you to know that some deliberate policies have also been introduced in the distribution of premixed fuel to our farmers, both inland and marine, especially to check the menace of diversion. Diversion simply means that the fuel won't get to the community or the people to which it is meant for purposes of their fishing activities or for transportation, by seeking to brand vehicles that will transport the fuel, so that when you see a fuel tanker on the road, you know that this fuel is transporting premix. So when it is seen in an area where it's not supposed to be, it can be checked. And also the committees have been revived. Some audits are ongoing. And so far, as a committee, we are working effectively. There's no issue about diversion and all that. And we want to encourage the people who are helping the farmers and fishermen to let their businesses boom, to continue to assist them. Speaker, today there's a major conference that has just ended at the International Conference Center. It was under the team Resetting Fisheries, Chief Fishermen and Fishmongers as guardians and partners in sustainable fisheries management. We are, like the Honorable Minority Chief Whip indicated, the women folk play a major role. So when the catch is brought home and it is treated, smoked, preserved, either by freezing it or salting it, it is our women folk whose duty it is to now take it to the markets, bring it home for consumption. So their role in the food chain is so important. How are we assisting them? We need to generate a viable industry out of that practice so that they don't look outsourced, so they can be promoted to be able to do this. So, Mr. Speaker, we thank the maker of the statement for bringing this matter to the attention of the floor and so that we can commemorate this day every year. We also believe that encouraging the young people not to see fishing activities as a backward activity, as an activity abandoned for the downtrodden, abandoned for people who have no future. Because in places like Malaysia, Thailand, Sweden, Norway, Finland, Canada, some of the millionaires or billionaires are actually fishermen who are into serious fish farming on land. Speaker, with these words, I thank the maker of the statement, and then we wish fishermen and fisher folks and women into fishmongering the best of the day. Mr. Speaker, some request has been related to you, so we are entirely in your hands in this matter. I thank you.
Well, we haven't done for up to 5 hours, so you may move a motion for adjournment.
Speaker, there be no further business. I move that the House be adjourned until Tuesday midday. Tuesday midday, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Motion move for adjournment. Any seconder?
Speaker, I rise to adjourn the motion. To second the motion.
Honourable members, motion for adjournment is moved and seconded. It is for the consideration of the House. I'll put a question. As many as are in favor of the House being adjourned, say aye. Those against, say no. The ayes have it. This House is accordingly adjourned till Tuesday, the 25th day of November 2025 at 12 noon.
Before you that we might sit on Monday, but I want to indicate that there's no agreement on that yet, and so I can say authoritatively that we will not sit on Monday. So please delete paragraph 4, which talks about sitting of the House on Monday. So we will not sit on Monday, we will sit on Tuesday. Commentary on the budget statements and economic policy of government will continue on Tuesday, and we plan to end commentary on Wednesday, 26th of November, when Minority Leader and myself will conclude the commentary. Mr. Speaker, the Business Committee continues to entreat the Minister of Finance, other ministries, and independent constitutional bodies to submit estimates to the House timeously for the consideration of the House and approval. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, in accordance with Order 2162 and subject to Order 67, the committee submits to the House the order in which the business of the House shall be taken during the week. So we have the attachments, and then we also have the attachment of the referrals. And so chairpersons are urged to work on their referrals and have us take them. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes. Honourable members, the business statement has been ably presented. It is now for your comment. Yes, Honourable Ntim Fojo.
I thank you, Right Honourable Speaker, for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, this is a business statement for the 6th week of the 3rd meeting of this 9th Parliament, Mr. Speaker. And it's been 6 weeks since the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill, Private Members Bill, was featured on the order paper. The next day it was removed and some disputed reasons were given. A week after, the Speaker of Parliament gave a ruling, very clear. The records, Hansard captures it, that nothing prevents the bill from being laid. It is 5 weeks from the time that Mr. Speaker gave that ruling. And since then, no attempt has been made by this House to have the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill to deal with the canker of LGBT devastating our norms and culture in this country, threatening our family values. And there seems to be a very conspicuous silence on this. Mr. Speaker, the House must not create the impression that what was a priority in the 8th Parliament, a priority to the 275 members of Parliament, has suddenly been thrown under the carpet and has suddenly been jettisoned by the 9th Parliament. We debated it and we concluded. The controversy was resolved. Speaker declared that the bill has to be featured on the order paper. So the attempt by this government, by blocking this bill and blocking it from being featured, is a big disappointment to the people of this country, to the over 93% of Ghanaians who believe that marriage is between man and woman. It is a big disappointment to them. We demand that if it was oversight or error, it must be added to the order paper so that next week it is laid and presented for first reading, because on record, it has satisfied all the processes by the dictates of our standing orders and has been duly approved to be presented, laid for first reading and consequential referrals. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Anodonpre.
Speaker, let me thank the Leader of the House for his presentation. Speaker, I heard the Leader making an appeal that estimates expected to be brought to this House should be brought timeously for our committee heads or our committees to do justice as we move towards the consideration of the estimate. So as of my last check, I was informed that we have so far received 15 of the estimates. And let me commend the Chief Whip for that. I mean, I'm quite aware of the cycle, how these matters have been dealt with over the years. 15 estimates so far is quite good. However, that is 15, we've done well, I'm commending you. That is 15 out of about 41. So you still have more. I want to appeal to the Leader of the House that he should add his voice so that we can get as many as possible because the estimates have also contributed to the delay in the consideration of the motions on the floor. That will be it for now. And you know it has its impact on rising, so that we don't sit very deep into the night. So that I see again the referrals, over 290 referrals, and I sympathize with the majority leader, but we can't put all the blame on him. Those of us also in leadership must extend a hand to help. I think I suggested this advert of the referrals, but clearly it's not helping. I don't see it helping in any significant way. And now that the committees are going to be considering estimates, we are worse off. So the earlier referrals are potentially going to suffer, because for the next 2 weeks or more, the focus and the priority of the committees will be the estimate. Who is going to be the estimate? So the earlier referrals are going to suffer. So, majority that will respect, I want to suggest maybe leadership should meet. We can't leave this thing all on your hands alone. We should meet, both sides should meet the committee heads or those who have these referrals outstanding. Then probably we can get innovative on how we can deal with that. Okay, Patrick. How we can deal with that. So I think these matters are straightforward matters, and we can't belabor the point on Monday sitting. The leader has already explained why we have to suspend the earlier idea of sitting. I thought it was a good idea, but leader, we will defer to you. Now, because I'm worried about a phenomenon, and I say this without any malice. Earlier on, I think about a month ago, I had raised this matter on the House floor, that following the devastation to our environment, now we are reading all sorts of reports, water bodies, even food from the farm being poisoned with heavy metals and all that. I humbly suggested earlier that if it pleases this House, majority leader, if it pleases the business committee, can't we, so that we can